Welcome to GeekFlix. Tonight we're reviewing a series. It's a TV, I don't even know. It's a streaming series. It's not TV anymore, really. On Netflix, Blue-Eyed Samurai. This is Will.
This is Steve.
And this is Sean.
And I want to do a special shout out to Patreon Fernando for picking this series for us to watch.
And apologies for how long it took us to do it.
Yeah, well, it was a busy winter and a lot of things going on. So, but again, everybody's telling us to watch these. We talked about it on the Geeks show, these anime series, and I don't want to say that we're against them because we're not, but it's just we never choose them on our own. But then when we watch them, I think for the most part, I don't know about this one, we love them.
Speak for yourself. I already watched Blue-Eyed Samurai.
And you know what? In your defense, Sean, you probably told us at the time we should watch it.
I did.
You probably said, Steve, you'll really like the animation. It's super gory.
I probably did.
Yeah.
And then probably. I didn't watch it. And that's just because I'm a bad friend. And there's
well, you know what though, your record's pretty good, so I can't hold against you. This other guy over here, I don't know. This guy right here, he listen to shit.
I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk. So Blue-Eye Samurai. It's a story driven by a dream of revenge against those who made her an outcast in an Edo period Japan. A young warrior cuts a bloody path toward her destiny. Stars Maya Erskine, George Takei, Masaoka, Brenda Son, Darren Barnett, Randall Park, Kenneth Branagh, and others. So there's a lot of people in this. Some of the voices threw me off. Like Randall Park totally threw me off. But again, after getting through a few episodes, it kind of worked with his character. Like his voice worked with that character.
Oh yeah.
Mizu, our main character, threw me off in the beginning because I didn't realize it was a female voice, and I'm looking at the character design and the drawing. I'm like, is this supposed to be a woman? Is this supposed to be a man? And then at the end of the first episode, you find out. I give the series a hero. Before we get into some major spoilers here, I think the series was great. We're probably getting a season 2. I hope we get a season 2. It sets up a season 2. And I really, really liked it. But again, it was weird watching this and then watching Creature Commandos, where we're talking about brothels and stuff and all this stuff. I'm like, man, I cannot get away from animated sex.
But over here, because it's not a DC property, suddenly it's not as big of a problem. Oh.
Well, it's because it's not trying to build this big narrative. Not building a big narrative.
Pretty sure that most of the series takes place in and around. And if you want, this show is way hornier than Creature Commandos.
It is very, and Alex is like, oh, should I watch this? Because Alex likes anime. I'm like, no, you cannot watch this. And he's probably going to watch it anyway, because he watches every damn thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Your bias is showing. Just saying.
Lots of boobs and schlongs and vaginas. Crazy.
And gore. Lots of decapitations and
gore. But
limbs getting chopped off and arrows flying into people's eyes. Cool shit.
So hero for me. Sean?
Hero. It wasn't really from day one when I watched it. It was a hero. I just was waiting for y'all to catch up, but it was a hero. I loved it. I thought it was a great show. I thought the animation was great. There are times that it reminded me. There were moments where it reminded me of Ralph Bakshi. There were some moments where I was like, oh man, this looks like heavy metal. Like it has a heavy metal, Ralph Bakshi kind of style to it. And at certain times, I was like, "Oh, this is
like the old Lord of the Rings movie, where it was like they drew over real people running."
Right.
So it had that weird looking. Like
there were moments I was like, oh shit, like that, but it looked really cool. Again, this was hands down like probably one of the better animated cartoons I've seen in a while, like, you know, on Netflix or on streaming. Very gory, very Ninja Scroll-esque, very like just to have that style to it. I love this whole thing. I thought it was great. You know, there was nothing I did not like about the show. I was hooked. This story I was hooked on from day one. I think I watched it all the way through in like one day. So I remember, which is great. It had an Avatar feel to it at times, you know, because it was just like that one hero, and like, you know, it just really, and then like, you know, the team that she kind of had, like, it was really cool. I really enjoyed this. Hands down a hero.
Steve.
So. Yep, and completing the trifecta. Hero for me, some of the best animation I've seen in quite some time. Can't really compare it, like you were saying, a little like with Creature Commandos, different style.
Oh yeah,
different
styles are different. Everything. Yeah.
This hybrid mix of 2D, 3D animation, just when it works really good, and it just works so well. So many shots, just like when they're walking. I love the shots of Mizu, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the character, but walking.
I call him Hero.
Yeah,
because he's Hero from Heroes. So
the two of them, like, yeah, there's just so many shots of them walking like that are just look like paintings. And then you get into the action, and the music choices that they picked in some of the episodes were really cool, and just the gore was kind of catches you off guard sometimes. Like, God damn, that guy got fucked up. Very, very cool. So, show is shocking, it's brutal, sexy, all of the above. Show is really, really good. Hero.
Sexy.
It is, man. Like, this show's wild, bro. It's like the main, like the girl that that like goes on her adventure looking for
the princess. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of this, she's like, I want power. Damn.
Yeah.
Like,
a whole different turn.
Brutal.
She took a whole different turn from the character she was originally. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she became friends with the prostitutes and shit like that, or like the brothel ladies, and then it just her whole life just turned.
Yeah, and the main one was what's her face? Why am I drawing a blank on her name now? It was in Boba Fett.
Ming. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Ming Now Wen. Right?
Yeah.
Again, more voice actors. I'm like, what the hell? Because again, this was not what I expected. So, but yeah, so like we can go through a little bit through each episode, but like how it opened, I thought was awesome. Like, just in that little restaurant that whatever, you know, they're getting noodles. You know, Mizu comes in there, sits down, hat down. Again, this is what I didn't know anything about this, so I didn't know Mizu was a woman. I didn't know any of this stuff. All of a sudden,
really, you didn't catch that like right away.
I mean,
I thought in the beginning with the voice and everything, but I was like, because
Sean, you can't make assumptions.
Conceal it. She's concealing it, though.
I assumed, like, I always.
This is a very Mulan story, right?
I did not watch.
It's very Mulan.
I did not watch a single trailer before going into this. I just went in blind. So here, I don't know. It looks like a skinny dude sitting down to eat noodles. It's not until you hear Mizu talk that you're like, and it's the hair. It's that one curl that for me sets me off, because all the dudes have just crazy straight hair. And so it's just that one curl that always was like.
And I was always like picking up. I was like, "Is that where we're getting at?" And then, of course, at the end.
Well, yeah. Then they show you, so you know for sure. Ta-da!
But I loved. You know, I'm gonna call him Hero because that's, you know, how I associate him. But like this dude had no hands, and he was sitting there making noodles and everything, and working and everything. Like, and like had like the biggest heart. And I'm like, I love this character. Like, this guy's awesome.
How Randall Park, that smarmy.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like at first, I'm like Randall Park, like this doesn't fit, but then it's like the smarminess came out. I'm like,
I'm like,
it's perfect.
It's such
Kenneth
a weasel.
Branagh is the white man. You know, it's like, oh my god, like what a dick. But I loved it all. I love the when they set out. I think it was in episode 2, right? When they set out like the 4. I forgot what they were called, but like warriors against them, and like you see these dudes just murdering everyone in their path. They didn't care about shit. They went back to the noodle restaurant, just murdered everyone in there. And you see like the blood on the ceiling and body parts just falling down, and it's just crazy. And it's like, how is Mizu going to take these dudes on? You know, and like
what I love about the show is that Mizu does take them on. And maybe she gets them all, but she never walks away like
unscathed.
Like she never walks away like badass with the explosion behind, you know. She's always limping away, barely alive, like has to like huddle down,
other people are
down for a few
her.
months. Yeah, like it's very cool because she's very human and not indestructible. She's just very driven.
Yeah. Very, very much so. And I think that's the thing about this, because it's like you see her getting injured time and time again and just kind of pushing through to a point where, I mean, in some of these battles, she passes out in the middle of the battle because she's so injured. Blood loss is crazy. And it's like, if not for like a mistake that happened or something else that happened or something else, like, you know, it's
if
like,
not for Taigen going, I can't kill you like this.
Yeah, like actually having honor. Like, yeah, actually having honor compared to everybody else in the show. Like everybody else in the show is scumbags, except for Taigen. He's like the only one that has actually worked, you know, with honor, and I love that. And
there was a moment where I thought they were going to fall in love, though. To be honest,
well, I knew that they were.
That's happening.
I knew. Well, I mean, you see how Taigen and his lady ended up in the show. So
Taigen's going to be her on with an erection.
Taigen's going to be on a mission to find Mizu in season 2, guaranteed. He's going to find it's going to be. You know what it's going to be? Season 2. Oh, okay, fuck. Well, I can't talk about. We'll talk about what season 2 is going to be at the end of this. But I knew as soon as Taigen became on a mission, and he's like, I will, and it became like, we can fight in 6 days or whatever. Then I'm like, and this is how the story of how this is how I met your mother. You know, but like this is how that whole their whole friendship starts, or at least friendship. You know, they're not going to fight to the death after this. They're going to have to depend on each other, and they kind of do, but they kind of don't. Like, really, it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't have like this law. They split up for most of the damn show, you know.
Yeah. Even at the finale, right? Like they don't fight together except for outside of a few moments. But also, Mizu comes in at the very last second and saves him. But then leaves. Like you go find your bride. Get out of here. This is my battle. And. But you're right. I do think Taigen, you know, yeah, it's weird because, yeah, I don't want to jump to the end yet, but they all kind of are in their own stories. You know, Hiro or was it Ringo, right? I think it's Ringo. Yeah, Ringo. He goes back to, you know, to the sword master. We don't know what happened to Taigen. The princess is, you know, rebuilding her own empire now, you know, the shogun. And Mizu's go ahead.
No, you go. Keep going. Sorry.
And Mizu's on a boat. Like, you know, I know where he skipped to the end, but it's like the end is kind of shocking that like we have all these stories happening all around us, and they've all intersected, but now they're all apart. I don't know where any of this is going to go. But you're right, Steve. I like that idea that he's going to go looking for her. But how is he going to find her?
I mean,
these people don't leave their country. Like this whole concept of this is they closed off their borders from every outsider. The reason why like Mizu is the reason why she is, and her backstory is crazy.
Well, and see, I wanted to get back to before we started talking about what we think is going to happen in season 2.
Yeah,
let's talk about more of what happened here. Her backstory, when that happened, that threw me for a second. The time jump, maybe I was like looking away or something when I missed some text on screen, but I was like, what the fuck happened? Where are we? Like, I thought we did like a time jump.
Yeah.
And I was like,
flashback.
What's happening? And then once I realized, then it all made sense. But that was a very tragic story.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, I mean, I get at that time, she's not a pure blood. We've seen those stories and, going all even to Harry Potter and stuff, right? Mudblood and all this kind of stuff. Like,
but it's so, it's so hard to not talk about the end when you're like, you realize why the mom was treating her like such shit.
Yeah, that shit was
you
great.
Realize that at the end, and you're like, oh, it makes sense. Even she says it. She as soon as fucking Kenneth Branagh says, like, that wasn't your mom, that was a maid that was paid to take care of you.
Yo, that shit was crazy, right?
Like, so now, like, what is she even hunting the right
people?
Her mom could be white. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think so. I mean, there's something.
Well, I mean, she's half.
Yeah, she's half, but like, she's obviously always thought that her mom was Asian. Her mom's Japanese. So if her mom's Japanese, her dad has to be the white guy. But if she finds out that the Japanese lady that was taking care of her has been her maid, now she doesn't know which side was what.
Yeah.
Who's she even hunting for?
Right. What if one of those guys? Remember what he said too. Kenneth Branagh said, "Oh, the other two are worse than I am." What if one of those guys is Japanese and that is her father?
Jesus, worse than that dude, dog. That dude's a piece of shit.
Imagine that they go and it's they might meet the dude in London and it's a Japanese dude. Like, oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah,
dog.
There's gonna be twists and turns, but
yeah, this shit's gonna get real. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
But I did, going back to a few scenes that I loved. I love that scene where they went and met Randall Park in that kind of open area, and he's like, I got all these archers around, and they're looking around. They're like, no, he's lying. But then they come out, and how they evade all that stuff, but they still, again, they don't come out unscathed. They come out injured, and I thought that was a really cool whole kind of thing. It was just talky stuff, and then bam, just this avalanche of, and I loved how I'm gonna call him Ringu, took down that giant dude, poisoned his ass in his go with the mushroom.
But he didn't poison him though, because he came back.
No, he did poison him. Did he come back?
Yeah, he come back at the end, and when he actually he ended up finding the other guy. Remember, they pulled him into a barrel and they threw him on the ground. Remember?
No, yeah, I did, but that wasn't the same giant guy. That was another guy. He killed that dude because he kicked him off the cliff.
I think that was the same giant guy.
I liked when she shoved the fucking knife into his little wristband. He's all and like he actually killed somebody with it. He's like, I got one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when she was a giant. Like, when she was in the castle, and like it was like she was running up the steps, and every fucking room was something different, and the fucking monkeys gave her the fucking the little flower and shit.
The poison mist or whatever it was, and
taken away from these baboons.
Yo,
here, Gladiator 2. Oh, freaking screwed.
That shit was tough though. She threw a fucking bomb, and that shit just fucking burst and knocked her to the second floor. She went back up again. The one dude's down there looking. Then you see her jump across and shit. Like, the camera angles in this shit was really great too.
That was a trippy episode. That whole episode was like high action, and that's the thing. Like, you get long breaks of just beautiful shots and really nice dialogue and like just character building stuff, and then crazy shit. Like it just comes out of nowhere.
It's like it took every anime and put it into this, like even like Studio Ghibli shit. Like if it felt like that at times.
Well, not even animes, right? Like we just said, like Mulan. It reminded me of Bruce Lee taking on multiple people at the same time, like how he did that in a lot of his movies and Game of Death. You know, like going up the thing. Kill Bill, like Jesus, Kill Bill, like even the music, some of it, like
Kill Bill,
literally Kill Bill.
And I like that the proportions are just off, just enough. Like they don't look too unrealistic, but they don't look photorealistic. You know, like they can exaggerate stuff like giant people and crazy things, and it still looks believable. It's just done so well.
It is. It's a great story. Great story. The whole thing, and how everyone's backstabbing everyone else. I love it.
Except for Ringo. Ringo is like die hard. He literally, if it wasn't for him following after her.
Oh yeah, she would have been dead multiple times.
Well, he pulled her out of the ice. He pulled her and Tigan out of the ice with no hands. How does one do such a thing? I don't know. They cut to black, apart. But I was like, I believe it. I believe that man did that.
No, I mean it's all great. It's all great. But I also love, like, even going back to the beginning when we talk about those four, you know, whatever. I keep wanting to call them like the four horsemen, because that's kind of what they felt like to me, of like the apocalypse kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That it was the same dude who took the broken sword, you know, like he was the one that she had to fight at the end. I was like, that's awesome. Like, again, great storytelling.
And even like the princess's storyline, where she's her how she navigates through the brothel without ever getting touched, but still manages to like get all the way to the top. You're like, damn, she's out here playing chess, you know, like making moves, and then like gets into back to her palace and employs all the top people from all of those brothels, like, and now they're like dumb loyal, you know, like
right. But then all of a sudden the dad,
and he threw her off the goddamn balcony and shit. I was like, damn.
That fucker shouldn't have lived, man. That was pissed when I found out at the end that he survived the fire. I'm like,
yeah, he was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit.
Well, he's gonna get his comeuppance though.
You think she's just gonna nurture him to health just to fucking take him out?
She's changed, bro. You see how she was? She was like, "Oh, power, like go."
I don't know, man. But she all that money could have gone, been free with Tigan, and just.
Yeah, but you heard a homeboy said, like, his dying thing was like, he's like, I envisioned a Japan ruled by you.
I know.
I raised you. Like, dang. Like, it's really good. Good stuff. I don't know what Tigan's gonna do. He's lost. He has no choice but to go looking for Mizu. He's gonna go find. My only thing is he gonna?
But he still thinks Mizu's a man. Like, that's, you know, so
yeah, but but they're like friends. Who else does he have? He has Mizu and he has Ringo. He's gonna go find Ringo, and Ringo's gonna be like, yeah, we should probably go find Mizu. And maybe they take the swordsman, maybe they don't, but they're gonna go.
He's a blind.
You're gonna have a road trip. You're gonna have two plots in season 2. Plot A is gonna be Kenneth Branagh and Mizu doing wild shit in London. Like, Mizu's going to get up to all sorts of no good in those pubs and all kinds of weird shit with all those racist ass British people. and then you're going to have plot B, which is Ringo and Tigan buddy road trip.
Well, what about plot C with the princess rebuilding the shogun and leading?
Yeah.
And handling, there's going to be some.
To war? Like, is she gonna fucking go to war with?
That was the other thing, dude. When Kenneth Branagh, I keep calling it because I can't remember the name of his character. When Kenneth Branagh's character came Rowan, I can't remember. Fuck.
I can't remember now.
When he came,
pull it up.
When he came up to the castle with his army and they had guns, like all of that dynasty, all of that history just wiped away.
Ended that shit with fucking guns.
Randall Park was like, he's like thousands of years ended in an hour. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Fucking Randall Park.
Dying when he gets killed at dead. He's like, I'll give you anything you want. He still gets. Tygon's vicious though. I really like Tygon's character. I like his arc too. Like Tygon, like he's just like he's kind of showboaty, but then he got humbled. You know what I mean? And then he like, you saw like how far down he got knocked. That he like really. He started off just wanting revenge, but then like that just wanting that taught him to be like just a better person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also seeing Mizu like in the type of warrior like she was, like,
yeah, she was,
because he thought he was going to take her out, but then he saw what she handled, and he's
at one point she's under a wooden door that's got like 30 fucking dudes on top of it trying to stab her, and she still comes out of that shit.
Fucking wild, though. Like I was like, yo, is that yo? She's putting listen.
Fowler was Kenneth Branagh.
Fowler.
I don't know. I can't say his first name, but I don't think they ever say it. I think they always just call him Fowler. But
yeah.
So yeah,
dude, there was so many shots of just like faces getting cut in half and like just like you just see like, man, the physics of the fighting was really really good.
I did love that one shot too. Again, I'm going back to like I think it was episode 2 where she was fighting those 4 dudes on the cliff, and like she fell, but like landed holding up her arm and upside down, like on that one rock. Like it was just crazy. Like I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Yeah. But also like I loved that she had those like, I don't think they were like armor because she was using them as weapons as well. Like those things
as weights though. Like
dude, they were weights. That, you know what, that was so fucking tough because like when she would take those off and you were like, she's been fucking all y'all up with weights.
Yo, they weren't just weights. They were weapons
too, dog.
But they were weapons, but they were weapons. She turned them into a bow staff eventually.
Yeah.
But tough. But then she is also like, now I have a badass weapon and I'm moving dumb faster because I just watch me spin, baby. Like, so good. Like, I couldn't believe that shit. That was really good.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I did love that scene too in the castle when she was climbing up the wall using those things, and then the last warrior guy is like helping her. He's like, I'm done. Yeah. It's good shit.
Motherfuckers was scared of her, man. Like they was like the one dude wasn't, but at some point, man, you were scared of her because she was relentless. She just didn't stop. She just kept coming. Yeah. And that was the great part about her, just relentlessness. Like she just didn't stop.
And the problem is that like you see that Fowler knows, like she was gonna kill Fowler. Like she had him dead to rights. She was gonna kill him, but he did have information that she didn't have. I mean, that is the unfortunate truth. And the problem with that is that like how you just don't want Mizu to get too close. You know what I mean? Like you're like, don't fall under his spell. Like you see how manipulative he is. He got them to open the gates to him. Like they let him in. You see that what he can do. And he's kind of in charge right now. She's on a boat leaving Japan to go with him to London, and he's in control. She has no control over what happens when they're on this boat.
Yeah, he's locked up, but he's got control of everything.
I mean, yeah, like I'm not saying that he's gonna like kill her on the boat or nothing like that. I'm just saying, what is she gonna do? She's like, she doesn't even know what London is. So that's going to be awesome, watching her out of her element, but then seeing like her maintain who she is in London. I can't wait for that. It's going to be so, and to see this animation style done in like the dirty, dingy, like all the cobblestone, and the smoky alleyways and Jack the Ripper style shit. Oh, come on,
it's a lot of work. They're drawn over that, like all the little cobblestone.
That's where that 2D, 3D high-res shit comes in handy.
Yeah, it does. So, all right, Blue Eye Samurai, superhero.
Yeah.
Superhero. It was a great show. Thank you, Fernando. Hope you guys liked it. If you haven't seen Blue Eye Samurai, check it out on Netflix. It is well worth it. Do not watch it if you have children around, because there is a lot of sexy time, a lot of fun, lot. I don't even care about the blood and gore. So, I mean, there's dongs in this thing. There's animated dongs swinging around.
This is like, it's like an HBO cartoon. It's pretty good.
It caught me that caught me so off guard. I was like, what the hell are we? What am I watching? But yes. So yeah, I had to have my finger on the remote because the kids were coming downstairs and like boop. So thank you guys for watching.
And thank you, Fernando. Thank you very much.
Yes, definitely thank you. This is Lil.
This is Sean.
And this is Steven. Until next time, everybody, keep it geeky.
With great power comes great responsibility.